Have you ever watched someone yawn in front of you and felt one coming on yourself before they'd even finished? You were not tired, you were not sleepy, and you were not bored either. But your body did it anyway. This is not a coincidence. This is not a weakness either. This is one of the most complex things your brain does without asking your permission. Here is exactly what is happening inside you when this occurs. And this tells you something far more important about yourself than you have ever realized. Many people think yawning is related to oxygen. You yawn when you are tired. You yawn when the air feels stale. Your body needs more oxygen, so it takes a deep breath. This explanation has been repeated so many times that almost everyone believes it. But here is what the actual research shows. Breathing more oxygen does not stop yawning. Putting people in rooms with extra oxygen does not reduce yawning frequency. And athletes who are in the best physical condition with highly efficient oxygen systems yawn just as often as everyone else. The oxygen explanation is wrong. This is why many people misread one of their body's most important signals their entire lives. So what is actually happening? Your brain is running a temperature check. Deep inside your skull, your brain constantly generates heat. Every thought that crosses your mind, every calculation your brain runs, every signal it sends through your nervous system, all of it produces heat. Your brain is extremely sensitive to its own temperature. Research is clear on this. Even when your brain temperature rises slightly above its ideal range, your thinking speed slows, your focus decreases, your reaction time lengthens, your ability to process information becomes less precise. A change of less than 1 degree can produce measurable effects on the clarity of your thinking. Your brain cannot handle this. So it developed a solution. A large amount of cool air is drawn in from outside. This air travels upward through the nasal passages and past blood vessels that sit very close to the surface. The cool air draws heat away from the blood. That slightly cooled blood then circulates back toward the brain. This is not an oxygen supplement. This is a cooling breath. A temperature reset for the most important organ in your body. And the physical mechanics of a yawn make complete sense once you understand this. The wide stretch of the jaw, the deep inhale, the held breath at the peak. Each part of that movement is specifically designed to maximize the amount of cool air that contacts those blood vessels. Your body engineered a precise cooling system. It has been using it your entire life without ever explaining it to you. Think about when you yawn most. Right after waking up, or right before falling asleep, during long meetings, during moments when your focus has been intense for too long, after exercise, in warm rooms. These are all moments when your brain temperature is shifting or under pressure. When you wake up, your brain is warming from its overnight cooled state and needs to regulate as it returns to full speed. The yawns in those first minutes of the morning mean your brain is running its startup sequence. Falling asleep, your brain is beginning to cool down, and the yawn helps initiate that process. This is part of the shutdown sequence, not a sign that something is wrong. Long meetings, your brain has been working hard for an extended period, generating heat continuously, and needs a reset to maintain its performance. Warm rooms, the air you are breathing is already warm, so your brain's cooling system has to work harder. As a result, more yawning follows. Every single one of those yawns was a result of your brain managing its own temperature with precision, not asking for oxygen, not signaling boredom to the room. You are running a heat regulation process that has kept your mind sharp throughout your entire life. This is where things get far more interesting. Is yawning contagious? Many people think this way too. Why does seeing someone else yawn cause you to yawn as well? This is the part that almost nobody gets right. And the real answer completely changes how you understand your own brain. When you see another person yawn, something specific happens inside your brain. A group of cells activates whose entire purpose is to imitate what that person is experiencing inside your own body. When you watch someone yawn, your brain does not just register an image, it performs an imitation of that yawn. It maps the physical experience of yawning onto your own nervous system. It essentially models this. If this were happening to me right now, what would it feel like? And sometimes that imitation is so accurate and so strong that it triggers the real thing. If your body yawns because your brain modeled yawning so precisely that your physical system followed through. Have you ever felt yourself getting tired just from being around someone who is exhausted? Or felt tense without knowing why? and then realized the person next to you was anxious? It's the same system, the same process running. It's just not in a way that is visible enough for you to catch. But here is what makes contagious yawning truly remarkable. Not everyone catches yawns the same way. Research consistently shows that people who are more aware of other people's internal states, more attuned to what others are experiencing, catch contagious yawns more easily and more quickly. People who find it harder to understand what others are feeling tend to catch yawns far less often. Young children under 4 years old almost never catch yawns at all. At this age, the brain region responsible for modeling other people's experiences is still in early development. Older children catch them more easily than younger ones. By the time most people reach adulthood, the response becomes nearly automatic. Dogs catch yawns from their owners, and they catch them far more easily from people they have a close bond with than from strangers they have just met. The more connected you are to someone, the more powerfully their yawn affects yours. This is not a quirk. This is your brain's social wiring operating exactly as it was designed to. Think about what this means for every yawn you have ever caught. Your brain detected a signal in someone else's body, performed a full internal imitation of that person's experience. It mapped that imitation onto your own nervous system with enough accuracy that your physical body responded as if it were real. And it did all of this without you deciding to, without you noticing, for your conscious mind had processed a single detail of what was happening. And it did all of this without you deciding to, without you noticing. Before your conscious mind had processed a single detail of what was happening. For example, someone next to you flinches, and your muscles tighten slightly before you understand why. Or someone laughs, and a smile begins forming on your face before you have decided to smile. Or someone walks into the room tense, and something in your body picks up on it before a single word is spoken. Your brain is continuously reading the people around you, quietly, without announcement, reflecting what it finds back to you. Yawning is simply the version of that process that breaks through the surface and becomes visible. Now let us get to the part that most people never think to consider. The people you spend the most time with are directly and continuously shaping your internal state, in ways you are not consciously aware of. Your brain is imitating their energy, their tension, their calm, their focus, their restlessness, their exhaustion, and their ease. And your body is following those imitations in small ways all day long. This is why after spending time with certain people, even when nothing difficult happened and nothing was said, you feel drained. Your brain spent hours trying to model their internal state. That work has a cost, and you feel that cost is fatigue. This is why spending time with people who are focused, grounded, and calm tends to pull your own state in that direction. Your brain runs the imitation, your body follows. And gradually, without effort, you begin to feel more of what they feel. You are not just observing the people around you, you're absorbing them, quietly, continuously, and every single day. There is one more dimension to this that almost nobody considers. Contagious yawning also serves a function at the group level. When one person in a group yawns and others follow, something coordinated happens. The group's brain temperatures begin to regulate together. Alertness levels start moving in the same direction. If the group has been working hard and overheating, the wave of yawning acts as a collective cooling event. This is a biological signal spreading through a room. One brain broadcasting a status update that other brains receive and act on. Researchers studying animals that live in groups have found the same pattern across many different species. When one member yawns, others follow. The group's collective state shifts together, and that coordination helps the group stay synchronized, alert together, resting together, recovering together. Your yawn in a quiet room is not just about your brain regulating its own temperature. Potentially, your brain may be sending a signal to every other brain in that space at the same time. Many people will yawn many times today and never think about any of this. They will feel one coming on and think they are tired, bored, or simply reacting to the air in the room. And now you know what is actually happening. Your brain is cooling itself, running a heat regulation process with a precision no machine has ever matched, keeping itself sharp, keeping itself clear, protecting your ability to think at the exact moment it needs to. When you catch a yawn from someone else, something far more remarkable is happening. Your brain imitated another person's internal experience so accurately that your own body responded as if that event were happening to you. This is not a reflex. This is not a quirk. This is the foundation of how human beings connect with and understand each other. Every yawn you have ever experienced was the result of your brain doing something extraordinary.
Ow.
It crossed the distance between you and another person. And for just a moment, it felt what they were feeling. And now every time this happens, you will know exactly what your brain just did. See you in my next video. Take care of yourself.